In previous years, America's economy was not doing well. Unemployment was high, and many things seemed so negative in America. But you're about to see how things have changed big time. The lowest unemployment rate in the history for minorities and a 65-year low for unemployment for women. Listen, God is showing His favor, and only God could do this thing, bringing jobs, these amazing jobs to our country. Take a look. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV. We're talking about so many things, and one is, I remember Kim Clement gave a prophetic word about how God was going to give whoever the president was going to be, because nobody knew at that time, that he would be given brilliant strategies to be able to do things that needed to be done. And also, Pastor John Kilpatrick of Church of His Presence prophesied that God would give President Trump specific strategies to pay off the debt, $20 trillion of debt, and be blessed in America. And part of that key strategy was befriending Israel and blessing Israel, which has happened.
Which has happened
Which has happened, yeah. We're so excited about our new book, I Will Fight, Strategies for Your Success. You gotta have a strategy and you gotta fight. It's not about a physical fight, but you gotta fight. And guess what? If you fight, you win. You'll be successful. This book is about transforming your thoughts, about what your beliefs, the decisions that you're making, about speaking. What you say is so powerful, and what you do, what you're saying, your actions you take. And quitting, don't quit. Listen, success and failure quite often is just 5 more minutes. And finally, think about this. So many people talk about you should do this, and you should do this, and you should do this. And look what they're doing. They're not doing nothing. You can't let people tell you you should do this. As a matter of fact, they can't be putting their should on you. This is so important. Listen, we want to bless you with your free copy of I Will Fight, Strategies for Your Success. You can get it at vfnkb.com. That's vfnkb.com. Get your free copy today. And so you're looking at, and if you can remember where we were, where people were trying to put up solar panels, and we were struggling, and it was $5 a gallon at some point, of oil and gasoline, and it was so negative. Everything was negative about our future and our country. But now,
and we had to apologize for. We didn't apologize for America, but people felt they had to apologize for America.
And
it was bad.
But now we are literally the lowest unemployment rate in the history of keeping records for the African American citizens. And I remember Brianna Holderbaum, God showed her a prophetic dream that would happen before it happened. I always call her Holderbaum. Sorry about that, Brianna. But she prophesied, God gave her a prophetic dream about that, and it's happening. The lowest unemployment rate in the history of keeping records for the African American citizens, but also for Hispanic Americans, and a 60-year low for women in America, unemployment.
65-year low for women.
65-year low.
Actually, lowest unemployment rate for Asians as well, that just came out.
Right. What it means is this: God's showing us favor and giving us jobs, because a job means you can put dinner on the table, you can get the car fixed, you can do these different things.
You can take care of your family. Remember, in 2007, in the month of November, our country lost 700,000 jobs. Not too long ago. So many people, when the oil prices went extremely low, a lot of people in our own country lost working in the oil rigs and all that. They lost their employment. But things have changed. They've changed so quickly too.
It was very quick. And listen, only God could do this, but He's doing it. And think about this. Can you imagine America being the #1 exporter of energy around the world? Remember, the previous words were from previous administrations was like, we're going to have to adjust, the new normal. And now we're at the point where we're the third largest.
Going to be the third
largest provider of energy around the world. Only second to Russia and
Saudi Arabia,
and then America. And we're just about to surpass Russia, I think, really soon. As a matter of fact, listen to Glenn Beck as he talks about this. You have a reason to be excited and encouraged, because that means God is blessing our country. You're looking at this $20 trillion debt's about to go away. I mean, just in the month of April alone, some of the reports are, and it's right around, we brought in a record number of dollars in revenue because of the growth of the economy than in the history of any other month in America, where literally because of growth, taxes came in with lower taxes, with tax cuts, but still more tax money came in as revenues the highest month ever. I think it was the month of April in 2018. So it's time to get excited. Don't watch things that cause you to feel depressed and negative when great things are happening. You're going to miss God and what he's doing in the world. As a matter of fact, take a look.
Can I give you some good news? This is the country that when the Soviets challenged us in space, we doubled down and we landed on the moon within a decade. Nobody thought it could be done. Yesterday's moonshot is today's oil rush. And the great thing is Americans are rising to the challenge the same way we did back in the 1960s. OPEC tried to kill us. This is really so underreported. OPEC and the Russians and the Saudis, they ramped up oil production back in 2014 to drive the frackers out of business. Sorry. Fracking is really effective, but it is also really expensive. At first, the plan was working until 2016, and then something happened in 2016. Oil rigs began coming back online. Oil production shot back up. OPEC was baffled. How are the Americans doing this? What is happening here? Answer: American ingenuity. We had invented technological breakthroughs that made fracking cheaper and more efficient. So now here's the results. Here's where we stand today. Remember, we're running out of oil and we're never going to, it's peak oil and blah, 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 blah. As of last month, U.S. oil production hit a record high. We are now pumping out 10.7 million barrels a day. We just leapfrogged the Saudis, who are putting out 10.4 million barrels a day. Russia is now number one at 11.1, but we're hot on their heels. U.S. production is set to be 12 million by next year. We will be the number one oil producer in the world by 2019. The days of being held hostage, the days of having to go to war for oil, they're over. And that's mainly because of Texas. The state of Texas alone is projected to put out 5.6 million barrels a day in the next 12 months. That's more than Iraq and Iran. In fact, if Texas were its own country, which I think it kind of is, it would be the number 3 oil producer in the world. Texas. We haven't even touched Alaska, California. So when people question American exceptionalism, look what we're doing, and we're not destroying the environment.
I meant to say number 2, but John said number 3, and I went with his 3, but it's 2. We're second. We're second in the world, and we were told that we have to change our light bulbs, which I thought was a good idea, but not mandatory. And also the fact we had to have electric cars, I thought it was a good idea, but it wasn't mandatory.
Right.
And then they thought we had to quit mining for coal. Clean coal is good. And now you're looking at one of the biggest growing economies of gross GDP, gross domestic product, in state-wise. Second to Texas was West Virginia, who produced the coal.
Now that's amazing.
And so now you're looking at the blessings of God. We're number 2. We're just a couple not far away from overtaking Russia.
Wow.
And Russia's not. They're about half the size of our country, if you think about that. Their economy is about the size of California's.
I don't even know. I know that their whole stock exchange, actually Apple, the company Apple is bigger than their whole stock exchange. So
right.
They're not that big.
Right. They just have a lot of missiles. That's why we're paying close attention.
That's
right
the
there.
only reason, right?
But you're looking at God's blessings upon America, and it's important to understand this. America's going around like we've done again and again, and we're helping other countries around the world. An exporter of oil means we're bringing oil to your country, and we're not saying you have to actually submit to the sovereign Soviet Union, or you don't have to bow down to a wild, radical Islamic government that's telling you, you can't. Unless you go radical on us, you can't have our oil. Yeah. And so you're seeing some pretty big things go on.
It's time for Germany to start maybe buying some oil from us, since we're part of NATO, right. And we're supposed to help defending them instead of buying all their
if you didn't see our program on NATO, you need to see it, because NATO was all about defending the world from Russia, from the Soviet Union.
29 nations.
We talked about that, the very fact that why would then, if we're part of NATO, why would Germany be having a gas pipeline going to Russia? You need to get that from America or other countries, because how could we be paying for your defense when you're actually getting oil from the one we're trying to defend you from? But we talked about that in the previous program.
Kind of a conflict of interest, don't you think?
It's a very, and of course, Angela Merkel, the prime minister, says it's private. You know, we have private industry ourselves, but I think that would be a violation of the government protection, that type of thing. But listen, you have so many things to be thankful for, and God's doing some great things. And understand that there was a prophetic word given by Kim Clement that this leader, whoever it would be, and he didn't name the leader, in 2015 and 14 he prophesied this, that he would be given a brilliant scheme to be able to do things that causes America to be blessed. Pastor John Kilpatrick prophesied that because of President Trump being in office and blessing Israel, that God's going to give him some schemes and some ideas that are brilliant to the point where it's going to cause the debt, the $20 trillion of debt, to be paid off. And when you're the energy supplier of the world, and we're the technology supplier, I mean, so many different things that we're doing around the world, it's just amazing. We want to hear from you. How exciting is this to you? Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Write to us. We love to hear you. Writing to us at friends@vfnkb.com. And also remember too, just if America's being blessed historically, that means the world's going to be blessed, because we're going to be able to export that and bless your country and help people out. And truly, there's so many jobs in America right now, we don't have people to fill them. So if you feel drawn to come to legally, migrate to America, we're built on legal immigration, and it's skilled labor. Those that have gifts and talents and meritorious, they're talking about. But engineers and contractors and all these different things, you're going to come in, you're going to have work. There's a friend of mine that is at a particular country right now that he's highly educated, but there's no work in his country. And guess what? There's going to be plenty of jobs to go around. It's called the blessings of the Lord. I encourage your country to bless Israel too, and to line up what God's doing and watch the blessings come on your country as well. Don't forget to comment below. Write to us at friends@vfnkb.com. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV. A lot of people want to abide with the Lord, but they just don't have a plan to do it. You can request that plan today at iabide.org. I'm your host, Greg Lancaster, and we're so glad that you've joined us. Don't forget you can join us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download our app and sign up for our newsletter, The Torch, at vfnkb.com. I've enjoyed our time together. God bless.